Explain like I'm 5. Cancel culture has only recently become a huge thing in social media and news in recent years. Cancel culture is all about boycotting, calling people out, and shunning people or groups or organizations that do things that don't really sit right with the court of public opinion. While it's intended to hold people accountable, it can quickly become mob justice, where nuance and empathy are overshadowed by outrage. Let's break down what cancel culture is, its effects, and why it's important to think critically rather than follow the crowd. Cancel culture is a collective practice of withdrawing support from public figures, or companies, or individuals who have been deemed by the public to have acted out or spoken about something inappropriately. Canceling is often enforced through social media, which is why a lot of people also say it's not real. And cancel culture has real repercussions for the person who's being canceled. When public opinion rapidly turns against you like that, it can really ruin your life. So imagine, as a kid, you and your friends don't want to hang out with someone because they said or they did something mean to one of your friends. So you stop talking to them, and then soon, everyone else does the same. But no one else asks for more details or tries to help make the situation better. They just follow your lead. That's kind of like cancel culture. People decide someone is bad and decide to stop being friends with them or stop trusting them or stop buying their stuff, but they never think about what actually happened. What are the nuances and how could the situation be better? Cancel culture is kind of normal because boycotts have been around forever. And public shaming can happen in newspapers too, but with social media, it's a whole different game. Every bit of information or news or opinion is spread so much faster. And so the consequences of being canceled can range from just a bit of social backlash all the way to long-term reputational damage, losing your income, losing your house if you lose your income. It can get pretty bad for the person who gets canceled, whether they deserve it or not. While some scholars say that cancel culture is necessary and it's a natural evolution of society, others think it undermines democratic principles like rehabilitation. It often simplifies complex issues, discourages dialogue, and fosters an environment of performative compliance out of fear. Here are the nuances. Not every instance of backlash on social media is cancel culture. Sometimes it's just accountability. Cancel culture can also vary by context. So a public figure or a politician will have much worse consequences than someone random. What kind of things are cancelable also vary by the person that you talk to. It's all based on opinion, and it's heavily political. And so what one group of people might deem cancel worthy, another group might view as free speech. Here's what's good about cancel culture. It's actually effective for marginalized groups in order to hold public figures accountable for things that are actually detrimental to them. It also provides a platform for people that might not otherwise be heard. Sometimes it leads to constructive social change, and it can prompt reflection on things that are harmful. The problem with cancel culture is that it encourages mob mentality. This is where people react emotionally without considering all of the facts and nuances of the situation. Sometimes the punishment is too much and doesn't allow room for genuine apologies. It also creates a general climate of fear where people don't want to speak their real feelings or have meaningful debates for fear of being canceled. There are also inconsistent standards. What one group deems cancelable, another group might think is free speech, as we talked about before. If you want to go deeper into this, you can research public shaming. Historically, public shaming was used as a means of punishment, and cancel culture has deep roots here. You can also research accountability, which is something that everyone needs to have personally and in their professional lives. Cancel culture is public accountability that sometimes goes too far. You can also look into boycotting. I remember learning about this in grade school in history class. It's one of the oldest ways to get a company to do better. Here's a step-by-step process to navigate your way through cancel culture. First, pause and reflect. Before joining in, take a moment, gather all the facts, make sure that you are confident in your own stance. Secondly, consider the context. Was this a one-time mistake, or was it a pattern of harmful behavior? Is this person really making amends? Separate accountability from shaming. Holding people accountable is important, but shaming them without leaving room for improvement isn't good for anyone. Fourth, instead of just canceling them, try to engage with them constructively. Your conversations with another person can actually lead them to positive change that benefits both them and your interactions with them. A thoughtful back and forth is far better than simply writing someone off. Lastly, be supportive of positive changes that person might try to make. Constructive feedback, education, and empathy can go a long way. Here's a simple rule to check yourself. Before participating in canceling someone, ask yourself this question: am I trying to punish or solve a problem? If your answer is more about punishing than creating a positive change, you might want to reconsider your approach. So while cancel culture might be effective, even intoxicating, and you feel right, it's important to be thoughtful about the consequences of mob justice. Instead of just jumping on the bandwagon, we can choose to foster accountability in a way that encourages patience and growth and critical thinking. So I'm curious, do you think cancel culture is necessary, or do you think it sometimes goes too far, or everyone should say what they want?